Mr. George.
Yeah, Mr. Francis, thank you very much. Okay, so as you already heard, my name is George Aygen, and I'm a PhD student at UCC, and I also work with the Ghana Our User Group, mostly doing trainings and then organizing some of these webinars to teach and then to also preach R. Okay, so today we are going to look at how to integrate your R, the things that I do in R, into a local Git repository and then a remote GitHub repository, right? So I just want to show you, I prepared some few slides that I want to use to explain some things, and then I'll go into the practical aspect. But then I would have loved that you could follow along. But if you are not able to follow along, just pay attention and then watch what I am doing so that anything I say to, if you don't understand, you can ask and I'll answer you. But if you can also follow along, fine. But if you cannot, it's also fine. So I'll just start sharing my screen and then I'll share the slides first before I start the practical aspect. I hope you can all see my screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, please
Yes.
let's make it interactive. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so as you already know, we are doing a tutorial on how to connect GitHub to your local R directory, right? And my name is George, as I already said. So this is just a title slide. So I have also prepared a tutorial document, right? Online. I've published it online. So you can come here, right? So everything that we are going to do is here, right? So I'll share the link with you in the chat and then also in the WhatsApp page, right? So after here, you can watch the videos. We are recording this, so you can watch the videos and then also come here and then look at some of the codes here so that I can follow along. If you are not able to follow along with me now, so later on you can go there and then look at the tutorials and then also watch the video and follow along. So the reason why it is very important to use Git and then GitHub is that you see that sometimes especially when you are working with a team, right? Let's say you are all working on the same project, but then you are working on different aspects of the project. And then you are working in a team. So eventually you will all have to bring your parts together to form a single document or to form a single project. That is where the beauty of GitHub comes in. Right? That's where the beauty of GitHub comes in. So when you have Git and then GitHub, there's something we call version control. So the version control simply means every step in your project is recorded, right? So you record every step. So it's like a timestamp, yeah. So you have a timeline and then you have timestamps. So at every particular timestamp, it's like there's a snapshot of your project at every particular timestamp. So you decide where you want to put those snapshots, right? And then you decide the timestamps. So you are able to track changes in your project and then revert mistakes safely. So you can see this picture here. You see that this middle line here. So this is like the master. So this is like the main project, right? And then there's a branch here, and then you also see some branches, and then you see some dots on the line. So the dots are like a snapshot of the project. So at this particular time, this is how the project looks. So it is branched here, this is how it looks. And then from the branch, you can also merge. So from the branch, you can merge to the main line, right? So you branch to, let's say, do something or add something to the project. And then once you are done adding to the project, it doesn't affect the main project, right? So you can just merge it with the main project. So that's how GitHub works. And then you are also able to work collaboratively. So you can see in this diagram here. So this is the main project. So it's like your boss, right? Your boss is the leader of your team. And then he has designated roles to each member of the team. So your boss has the main project, and then the team is working on each particular aspect of the project. So so ideally, when you see pull and then push, it means this a remote repository. So a remote repository means it is online or it is in a cloud, right? So the main project is on a cloud, and then you pull. So each member pulls from the project, the main project, works on it, and then pushes it back. Or you can clone the whole project. So the whole project, you can clone it on a local repo. So the local repo is on your own computer or on your own laptop. So instead of pulling and pushing all the time, you can clone the whole project on your laptop and then do everything that you want to do. So once you are done, then you push it back, right? So you can also do this. But if you don't want to have a local repo, you can still push and pull from the online repository. And then this makes it transparent and reproducible. So once you are able to do this, once you are able to have a GitHub or an online repository, then people, so the GitHub repo is public. You can make it private though. There are some repositories that you can make it private. Maybe it's a company recipe. So maybe you can make it private to only the company. But then once it's on GitHub, people that have access to GitHub are able to see what is in the project. So they can look at it and then make changes without affecting or without causing any damage to the main project. So they can just branch it, right? They can branch it and then work on something else or a part of the project. And then when they consult with the main project controller or the person in charge of the project, and then if everything on a branch is okay, then they can merge it, right? They can merge it to the main branch or the master branch. Right, so this is like a pictorial explanation. So without Git, it's like everything is clamped, right? And then with the Git, you are a bit you have some kind of room to breathe, because now you don't have to, everybody like it's not gathered at the same place working on the same thing. So we can be in our various houses or in our various homes whilst we are still working on the same project. We are not all clustered in a single place trying to brainstorm and do all that. No. Once there's a GitHub repository or there's a remote repository, we just have to pull and then push, or branch and then merge. That is all. And it makes the versioning or working on a project very easy. All right. So before you can get started with Git and GitHub on R, so there are certain things that you need to have. The first is, as you already know, you need to install RStudio, right? So RStudio makes it very easy to work with R. So I assume that once you are installing RStudio, it means you already have R, because if you don't have R, you cannot use RStudio. So you need R and then RStudio. That is obviously the first thing that you need. And then you need Git. So this Git is for the local repository, right? So you need to install this Git locally on your laptop or your computer. And then with a GitHub, that one, it's online. So you need to create an account and then connect to your RStudio. So you create a GitHub account and then you authenticate, right? It's called authentication. So it's for security reasons. And then you need to also install some packages that will make the pushing and pulling and then the branching and then the merging very easy. So some of the packages is use this and then get. And then finally, you can create or clone a repository in RStudio. So you can create your repository directly in RStudio, or if there's a repository on GitHub, you can clone it and then get it locally on your computer. So this is just a brief description of what Git and GitHub is all about. If you have any questions, you can ask. If this is just If you have any questions, you can ask. Yeah, Jacob.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. Yeah, so my question has to do with the Git, and then I think there's one they call GitHub desktop or something like that.
GitHub. So the GitHub desktop is just it's like the website, but then
Yeah,
you can have some kind of, so it's like an application that you can use on your desktop, but it is still an online something.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, but if we get this done, we get the GitHub the installed, and then get all the packages installed in Arrow, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
coding. Does
Mm-hmm.
my does my code automatically save on GitHub, for example, so that if I lose my laptop or
No, it
something,
does. No, it does not.
it doesn't go that way. Okay,
No.
okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. Any more questions? So I'll show you the practical part, how to set up, how to install, download the Git and install it, how to create an account on GitHub, and then set it up on your R. So the setting up, sometimes it is very confusing, but I'll try to make it simple so that you can all understand, right? Yeah, so the last slide. So these are some key points that I need to know. So when you are working locally, right? So when you are working locally on your computer, you stage, you commit and push. So I think, I don't know who asked the question about when you are coding, if it will save directly on.
Me, Jacob.
Yes, Jacob. Yeah. So when you are coding, it doesn't save automatically. So you need to stage it, commit, and then push. When you do this, then it it saves like a snapshot of the project. So anytime you can come back to that. But if you don't do this, and then you just assume that it will save automatically, it will not. And then for collaboration, let's say there's another person in a different town or in a different place, right? That doesn't have access to your computer. That is when you push online. So you push to a remote repo, and then a person can pull from there and then branch and then merge. So this is for collaboration. So this one is for the remote repository. And then sometimes there can be conflicts when you are merging. So the conflicts often arise when there is the same code, right? So the same code in the branch appears the same way. So the same way it is typed, right? There is no change at all. Then there will be emerging conflict. So it will tell you where the conflict is, so you will see. So it's either you delete the one in the branch or the one in the main. But I will advise that you delete the one in the branch so that you don't touch the one in the main or the master project. So branching allows safe experimentation. So if you don't want to cause any problems on the main line, You can just branch it and then try whatever thing you want to try. When you are done, you can merge it back. So I'll show you how to do all these things, right? Today's session is only 2 hours, but I'll try as much as possible to cover all the things that we are supposed to do. So let's just quickly go.
Okay. So let me just ask for clarity. So if I'm the only person working on the project, what would be the advantage or disadvantage with using Git direct done and then if like couldn't locally when I'm done, I then upload my file onto my GitHub repository.
I don't get what you are trying to say.
So I'm saying that if I'm the only person working on the project, I'm not collaborating with anyone. Would there be any need to say that, okay, I want to be pushing committing into my GitHub whilst I work?
Oh,
Compare that to, let's say, okay, so I won't even visit my GitHub at all. I'll do my code. When I'm done, I'll go and upload my file onto my page or onto my profile. Would there be what would be the advantages?
yes. So mainly GitHub is for version control, right? So the version control is like today you are working on something, right? So the main idea is version control. Today you are working, let's say you are working on a project, and then the project you are not able to do it in one day, right? So it doesn't matter whether you are hosting it online or locally. The important thing is that you are saving a snapshot of whatever that you are doing. Do you get it? But I advise that you store it in a cloud, because working locally, anything can happen to your computer, right? Your computer can shut down and never turn on again. And that means your project is lost. Wherever that you reached, you can't find it. But once you have it on GitHub, you can go anywhere, find another computer, and get back your work and then do it again, right? So it is just for version control. So that you have like it's something like a backup, right? So every point in time, you take a snapshot of where you've reached and then you save it and then you continue. So it's just like saving your work locally. You get it?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. You can see my screen, right? I'm trying to open my RStudio.
Yes, we can see it.
PowerPoint.
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay. Okay. So I have opened my RStudio, and then I'm going to take you to the setup, right? But first, let's go online and then let's go and download Git.
Please,
Right.
we are
So
seeing your PowerPoint. We are not seeing your
you are seeing my PowerPoint.
yes.
Oh wow. Let's see. Really?
Unless you stop sharing it
I
and
thought
share your
okay.
studio.
Can you see my screen now? Can you see everything on my screen now?
Yes, we can see.
Yes.
Yes, I can see your screen.
Okay. So you can see this.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so yes. So yeah, I think this is the link that I was talking to you about. Tutorial that I published online. So I'll share the link with you and then you can go and then read on it. But first, you see, I told you that we need to download Git and then install on a machine. So I'll just go to Google and then I type download Git. So it will open this. So this is it. So I just click on this and then download. I'm using Windows, right?
Should we
So
follow
I'll download. So you can watch me or you can follow me. But if you decide to follow me, maybe you fall back. So I advise I just watch, right? Because you get the videos and then. But if you can follow, it's fine. But I advise I just watch. So I'm using Windows, so I'll download for Windows. But if you're using Mac or Linux, you can choose your operating system here and then download it, right? So I click on download and then Git for Windows 64-bit. So my Windows is 64-bit. So click here to download the latest. So I just click on this. It will start downloading. 61 megabytes. So okay, it's downloading. So when it's done, I'll just follow the instructions and then install it. So open and then I'll install this. So I already have it, but I'm just doing this for demonstration.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so it will take some time to download, but to install, but let's just wait more. So once you install this, right? So this is also it's like a command prompt something, right? So once you install it, you will see it in your menu, in your start menu. I don't know whether it is start menu or
Yeah, a start menu. A start menu.
yeah. So you can see it in your start menu. It's called Git Bash. So there's Git Bash. So it's like I don't know if you've used a Linux machine before, or I don't know, maybe I think that's how the Mac OS, their command window looks like. You see some $sign and then your root folder.
Yeah.
So the root folder is like your default directory, like your users.
That's the parent directory.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for this to download and then.
But can you throw more light about the Linux bits?
Well, I don't really use Linux, so
I do use it. I do use it for.
okay. So I have a friend that uses
computational biology.
He does some. My colleague, one of my PhD colleagues, he's doing some modeling with OpenFOAM, so he uses Linux more.
Yeah, you need to use it.
So you see view release notes or launch Git Bash. So I'll just click on this. So the Git Bash is just a command window. It's just like the Linux command stuff. So these are some information about the software if you would want to know. But then this is the Git Bash. So you see, this is it. Right, so this is the Git Bash. So it takes the same commands that you can use in your Linux, like cd and those things, make dir, yeah, those kind of codes. So you can use this for your version control, but I don't recommend this because we are using I recommend that we do everything in RStudio, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the Git Bash. All right, so let's go back to RStudio.
But let me come on. When you click on the launch, that the blue interface that you have, did you click anything there, or it automatically the what do you call the black dialog box automatically pop up after I click on the launch?
Yeah, when you click on the launch, it's supposed to open, but then you see that I had checked two things. So
Yeah.
one opened and then the other opened in the background. So I had to come here and then open it.
Okay.
Yeah. So now I have my Git. The next thing is to create a GitHub account, right? So the Git is for local. So you see fast version control. This is for local stuff on your own PC. And then GitHub. So this is GitHub. So the GitHub is for the online stuff. So if you want to post online, so this is my account. But then for demonstration purposes, right? I'll just sign out and then I'll create a new account. This is not it is not difficult to create an account. So I don't know. Once I open it, I don't know why it's keeping me still. I want to log out. Sign out. Yes. So when you open it, this is how it is, right? So if you have an account, you can just click here and then sign in. I already have an account, but I want to show you how to create an account. So you can just sign up here. So sign up, you sign up with an email, right? So I'll continue with Google. Or let me put my email here. I think it already has my email. I don't know. The email has already here. So I don't know. So you just put your email here, you create a password, and then you give it a username, right? And then your country, obviously, you choose a country. Email preference, you can decide to take this or leave it. So your email, password, username, and then you click on create account. So it will send you a confirmation in your email. Once you accept the confirmation, it will create the account for you. So I'll just click on this, sign in. So I already have an account, so I just sign in. Okay, I've activated two-factor authentication. Let me open my mobile app. Okay, so I've approved on my mobile app. So now I am inside. So this is my dashboard, right? This is my dashboard. So these are some of the some of my repos, right? So these are some of my repos. So I can click on this. Yes, so this is one repo. So I am trying to write a book, right, on time series analysis, which I am not done. So, but you see that I am versioning it, right? So anytime I do something, I post it. You see, 2 weeks ago to last week, right? So you see, anytime you push, it will tell you the time. So it's good for keeping track and then saving your stuff. But then let me show you my profile. I don't know if. So this is my profile. You see my profile here, and then so it records how much you visit the page and all that. Okay, so enough of this. So let's go back to RStudio. So once you have Git and then the GitHub account, then it is time to set it up, right? So the setup is the confusing part, but then it is not all that difficult, right? But before we set up, remember I told you that we need.
Hello, George.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, I was locked out. I was talking about your book that you are writing in Word, right? And you are still able to version control it, or you're using R to write.
No, I am writing So it's kind of like a website where I'm hosting it online.
Okay.
So let me see. I think I have it here. You when we are done, I'll show you how it is, right?
Okay.
All right. Okay, so you remember I told you that you have to install some packages, right? And there is use this and then get. So I mentioned they use this and then the get, but there are also some packages that are really essential when you want to connect your Git to the GitHub. So now you see that we have the Git on our machine, and then the Git should be, I don't know how to prove this, but in Windows, when you open your command prompt, so let me show you something, CMD. When you open your command prompt, when I type R like this, so let's see, it's still not showing R version. Okay, so let me see the name that's environment variable. So there's something in Windows called this. So environment variables. So there is this system variables, right? So there are some apps, applications, right, that are stored in your system path. So all the applications that are stored on your system path, when you type the name in the command window, it is supposed to show. So let's say I think I have Python, so I think the Python, yes. So you see that this Python 3.1 blah blah blah. So now it has opened the Python app for me. So you see, a Python is programming language. It is stored or it is found in the path of my system. So the command prompt knows that app or that software. So if you want your command prompt to know the softwares on your system, you would have to place all those softwares in the system path here in the environment variable. So you need to put them system variables. If I put them in the system variables, then this one, it is for all users. But if I put them in user variables, so this is my username. If I put them here, it is only for my user account. But if I put them here, so you see that there is, where is it? It's a variable called path. So this is it. This is the path. So I can click on edit. So I'll see all the files or all the software that are in my path. Right. So you see that the gate is here. Right. Gate CM. You see that the gate is here. So it means the gate is in the path. I don't know. Yeah, R is also here, but I don't know why it wasn't shown. R is here, MATLAB is here, Positron is here, and Java, I have Java. Java is also here. So most of the coding softwares, like the software that you use to code, mostly you would want them to appear in the path or in your system path like this. So that if you want to use your command window to do your coding, you can just call their name and then you can do it here. Right? So you need the Git, right? You need the Git software to be in your path. Before you can do the setup, you need the Git software that you just installed. The one that we just installed needed to be in the path, right? So we can add it by going to the environment variables where I was environment. So I come here and system variables, then I look for path. So I click on edit. So in the edit, I'll do new, right? So when I do new, I need to know the location of the Git software. So let me just browse it. Or I can come, let me see if I can find a location. So home. I don't think it's here. This PC. So local disk. Let's see. Program files. Yeah, so this is it, Git, right? So mostly it is this bin that you want. So this is the Git, right? So it is the bin that you want. So this is the repo that I want to copy. I'll copy this repo, and then I'll go to the environment variables here, and then I'll do new, and then I'll paste it here. So git bin, right? And I'll click on OK. Then it means I've added it to my system path, right? Okay. Once I've added it to my system path, now I can connect it to my GitHub account. But before that, let's just install the packages that I was talking about. The packages that will help us connect RStudio to our GitHub account. So I'll just do install. So the code is install.packages. So I mentioned use this. So this is one. And then there is dev tools. So dev tools is for developer tools. And then there is Git. And then there's another one called Git cred. So the Git cred is like Git credentials. And then there's another one called, I think, credentials. Yep. So when I run this, it will go online. Okay, so the dev tools is not writable. Okay, I think the dev tools you need to use I don't know. I think maybe would you like to use a personal library instead? So I think the dev tools package has already been loaded. That's why it's telling me to use a different library, like where it is supposed to save it. Oh, sorry. I think it is the way I am installing the packages. So it is assuming that DevTools is a library or the location where I want to save. So I just need to do this, right? I need to put them into like a vector, like the C concatenate. So let's try this and see. Okay, so it says RStudio can restart before installing blah blah blah. Some of the packages are already loaded, so I have to restart. So let's restart and see if it will still install it for us. Say unexpected end. All right, I don't know. Let me just do it one by one. So I'll use this. So the use this is done, then I'll do get. and I'll do credentials. This is, and then I'll do the git creds. So the credentials and then the git creds, they almost do the same thing. So they handle the authentication for you. So git creds. Okay, then let me try the then too. Okay, so yeah, I think all the necessary packages are installed. Okay, so all the packages are installed now. So once I have my packages installed, they are going to help me connect my R to my GitHub, right? They are going to, so I'll load this library. So I'll load the DevTools. When I load the DevTools, it loads the use this together with it. So I'll do library get library get creds, then library credential. So these are the packages that I'll be using. You see that it has loaded the use this for me. And then the get creds and then the credential. Sorry, I didn't spell it for credentials. So you see that the credentials, it even checks if I have Git installed on my PC, right? And it's saying found Git, supported HTTP, blah, 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 found OpenSSH, default key, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Okay, so now we have to verify the Git, right, that we installed on our RStudio, right? So I come here, I come to tools, and then I go to global options. So when I come here, I'll see Git and then SVN. So I click on Git and then SVN. So you see that Git executable. So this is it. So the SVN, I am not using SVN. So I am using Git. So I have this Git. So the SSH2, I'm not using SSH. So I'll explain the difference between the SSH and then the HTTP. I'm using HTTP. So when you open Git and then you see this, like you see this here, then it means everything is okay, right? Everything is okay. But if you don't see this, then you have to browse, right? You have to browse and then go to where you install the Git and then select the Git exe. You select this and then you click OK, right? So when you open the Git, when you go to tools, Git/SVN, you're supposed to see the location of where you install the Git here. If you don't see it, just browse to the location and then select git.exe. So once you are done, you click on apply and then make sure that this is ticked, enable version control interface for RStudio projects. So when you enable this, a new tab will appear here. So I click on apply, click on OK. So I haven't created any project. So I won't see the version control interface. But once I create a project and then I start doing my coding, I'll see a new tab here. All right. So once that we have confirmed that Git is seen by RStudio, right, we can go ahead and then set up the Git or configure our Git, right? So to configure the Git, there's a code that we use. To configure the Git, you use from the use this package. There's a function called use git config, like this, right? Use git config. So let me show you what it does. So set Git options for either the user of the project, global or local in Git terminology. So wraps, blah, blah, blah. So here, what it needs is the username and then your email. So the email should be the email that you used to, how do you call it? The email that you used to create the GitHub account, right? The email, it should be the same email that you used to create the GitHub account, so that once you are ready to push remotely to GitHub, it will be very easy because it will check the email against this email. If it matches, then you are good to go, right? You are good to go. So this, I've already done this, but what if you are new to it? So I don't want to type it in the console. So if you are new to this, just do this use git config. Right, then you type user.name. So your username, so you do username. And then you type user.email. Then you type your email. Right, so this is what you need to configure the Git locally. This is local configuration. So you type your username and then your email. So the username can be your name, your full name, whatever name that you want to use. The email, make sure that it matches the email on GitHub so that when you are ready to push online, it will be very easier, right? So I want to check my credentials here. So I can use this called Git. Hello?
Yeah, I was saying the username mustn't necessarily be the GitHub username, right? It mustn't necessarily be.
No, it shouldn't be. It can be any name at all. But if you want to use the GitHub username too, fine.
Okay.
Right. So once I have this, I can run git sitrep. Right. So you see that the git sitrep, it is showing me my Git global user and then my GitHub user. So the GitHub, this is the online repo, right? And this is the local repository. So if you haven't done the online and you do only the local, you see that the name will show, the email will show, and then the global. So this vaccination, blah, blah, blah. See, use this Git vaccinate to learn. So if you have configured, if you've configured it correctly, you should see your name and then your email, right? So to get the personal access token and all that, we'll get there, right? I have a personal access token, but I think it's about to expire. So I'll eventually need to create a new one. So once you do git rep, you see this, or you can type gh token help. So gh token help, it will also show you. So this one shows the GitHub user. So it will show you this, your personal access token black. So if you haven't done this, it will give you the code that you will use to get the personal access token. But first, you need to set your username and then your email, right? So let's assume that we've set our username and our email. Then the next thing is to generate either an SSH key or personal access token. So I always recommend I use a personal access token, right? Because so there are various reasons why you should use a personal access, the HTTP for personal access token, because sometimes there are certain, you see on GitHub, there are certain things that you cannot use the SSH to do, but the HTTP, it supports everything on GitHub. So you can use the HTTP to do everything. But with the SSH, there are certain limitations. So I won't go into detail about that. You can read more about it. But if you want to use the SSH, right, you can do this. So it comes from the credentials package. This function, it's called SSH setup GitHub, like this. So when I run this, so I just run this. You see, it is telling me your public key. This is the public key. Please copy the line above to GitHub, right? So it is telling me how to do this. Would you like to open a browser now? If you want to use it, then you can click on one. When I click on one, it will open GitHub for me, right? So that I paste this key. This is the key, everything here. So that I paste this in the browser that it will open for me, but I don't want to do it, but I'll just show you. So I press one, you see that it has opened this, right? So this here is where I'm supposed to paste the key, right? I'm supposed to paste the key here, and then I can give it any title. Once I am done, I'll just click on add SSH, and then that is all. I've generated, I've added my SSH key to GitHub. So whenever I am communicating with GitHub, it will be based on this key, but I don't normally use this. I use the personal access token. So I'll show you how to generate the personal access token as well, right? So I'll show you how to open. Okay, so to generate the personal access token, that one is also simple. So this is from the use this package. So it is called create GitHub token, like this. So I have already created a token. So let me run this so that I see how it is. So you see that when I run it, it opens here for me, right? So new personal access token, right? So I'll name it, describe this token for my laptop. And I'll put R inside. So the expiration, by default, they will give you 30 days, right? But mostly I prefer 60 days. So I'll use 60 days, and then I'll scroll down here and I'll click generate token. Generate token. So once the token is generated, this is the token. So you see that my next one will expire on 25th. So this one will expire on 25th. So ideally, it is good that I am creating a new access token. So last used within the last 2 months. So this one is expiring. Today is 19th. So I think it will expire somewhere next week. So once your token is expiring, they will send you an email so that you can generate a new token. So I just click on this copy. So I've copied the token. So I'll come back to RStudio. I've come back to RStudio. So once I have my token, the next thing I'll do is I'll do git. Yeah, hello.
Yeah, so you run the create underscore get underscore token, and then it
Yes.
open the
And
page
then it
for
will
you
open
to generate the token.
so it will open the website for you So you don't need
need
to
to
change
generate the
anything. The only thing you need to do is give it a description. And then you choose the expiration duration, and then you just click on generate token.
Okay.
So don't change anything. So take the default like that, and then generate your token. Once the token is generated, you copy it, right? And then you come and type git. So you type this git cred set like this. So this is where you'll be setting your new token. So when I run this, so let's run this and see. So it says your current credentials for this is this. So it says I already have one personal access token. What would you like to do? Abort with error. That is, if you want to keep the old one, replace these credentials or see the token. So you see that the password is hidden. The token, that is the token. It is hidden. But if you want to see it, you can see it. I don't want to see, I just want to replace it. But for you, you are now creating it, so you wouldn't see this. If you are now creating it, you wouldn't see this, all these options. So I'll just replace it. I'll type 2. So it is removing the current one. So enter new password. So I'll just paste what I just copied, and then I'll click on enter. So you see adding new credentials, removing old one. So this is done. So it has now added the credentials for me, right? So it has added the credentials for me. Now to verify if it has indeed added it, I can do git credit get like this. So this is from the git credit. This is from this package. So when I do this, when I run it, I want to get, so you see that, yes, git credits, like my git credentials. The protocol is HTTP, the host is GitHub. So the username, that is my personal access token, the PAT, and then the password. So this PAT, someone can use it to access your GitHub account. That is why it is hidden, right? So even if the person types git credits on your machine, the person wouldn't see it. So that is why it is hidden. So once you do this and you see this, then it means indeed it has set the personal access token that I gave it. Right? It has set the personal access token that I gave it. So now we've set up everything that we need to set up. So now we've connected our gate to RStudio. So the gate is here. So this is the gate, the local gate, and then the GitHub 2, the online GitHub 2. That is what we just did. So we set our username and email, and then we configured the GitHub. So create GitHub token. We've created a GitHub token. So once we've created a GitHub token, that token serves as a link between your GitHub account and then your RStudio, right? So now we've connected our GitHub to our RStudio. Is there any question?
Okay, yes. So my question, so the last one that we had, the get credits underscore get, here is for us to confirm if the setup.
Yes, confirm. Yes, just to confirm our access token.
Okay, and if the access token is expired, how will I know it's expired? And
So
how will I?
Yeah, so I told you
how
that
will I
if it is expiring, they will send you an email, so you see it in your email.
Okay.
And then if it expires, right? Once it expires, even if you don't receive an email, the way you know is that anytime you try to do anything with the GitHub on RStudio, it will give you an error. Because now the link is broken because the token has expired. So once you do that and then you get error, then it means, like, if the error is not from like typing your code wrongly, right, then you should know that it's the token that has expired. So you just do this all over again. You do this, create GitHub token. You do this all over again.
The token. Okay.
Yes. So you do this all over again. Then you generate a new token, and then you come and do the set. Then you paste it, and then it will store it for you.
Okay.
All right. So now we've connected our GitHub and our Git to RStudio. So the next thing that I want to show you is how to let me just name this connect Git and GitHub. So the next thing is creating a project with Git, right? So here I'll do create project with Git. So there are various ways that you can do this, right? The easiest way, the easiest and straightforward way is that you come here, you come to file, new project, right? New project, it will open some window for you. So you can do version control, right? If you want to create a project with Git, you select version control and then select Git, right? So we are using Git, you are not using the SVN. Select Git. So repo URL, project directory name. So the URL, you don't have what do you call it? A GitHub repo yet, right? You don't have a GitHub repo yet. So this, you don't put anything there. And then the project directory name, you can give it any name that you want. Right? You can give it any name that you want. So let me name it my first Git project. So the project subdirectory, so it is creating it here. Users OneDrive desktop. So it is creating it on my desktop. If I don't want it here, I can change it. Let's say I want it in my document. So I can just come to my documents. Yes, I can come here and I click open. So you see the documents, this is my root folder. You see that it is showing a tilde sign. So in R, if you see this, it means your root folder. So it depends. I don't know what it is for Mac computers, but for Windows, it is mostly your document folder. If you see this, your root folder is mostly your document folder. So I just click on create. Okay. Then opening. Okay, so it says I should specify a repo. So let's not go this way. Now we don't have a repo, right? So let's not go this way. So let's go to new directory, right? And then we'll come to I think it's somewhere here. New project. I don't know. I don't normally do this. So okay, let's just create a new project like this. So new project like this. And then okay, I think I'll leave it on my desktop like that. And directory name, I'll give it my first GitHub. Sorry, my first Git project. So the GitHub is the remote, right? That is the online, and the Git is the local one. So I can do this, my first Git project. So when I click create a Git repository, I can click on this. When I click on this, it will start the version control the moment I create my project, right? So I click on create project like this. So you see, it is restarting my RStudio. Now, you notice something has changed, right? You notice that now there is this new tab here called Git. So this is the Git interface that I was talking about, right? If you create a repo using Git version control, this is the new tab. So you see, right, I have this new tab, Git. Right, I have this new tab called Git. Previously, there was nothing like that. So I don't know if it is still open, but let's see. No, it is still this one. Okay. But once you create a new project with the Git, right, this is what you get. You get a new tab with all the Git interfaces that will help you to pull the push, the commits, the blah, 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 all that. So you see new branch, no branch. So I'll show you how to push, how to pull, how to commit, and then how to branch and then merge, right? Okay, so now this is
hello.
our new project. Yeah, hello.
Yes. So at this point, when you were creating the project, you selected your destination to be your desktop. But I can also see that in your Git, it's like a repository has also been created there now.
Yes.
So
you see that
desktop,
the desktop was a subdirectory. Like if you saw, so see new project. So let me show you. So if I go to new directory and I go new project, you see that create project as subdirectory of, you get it, right? So it is a subdirectory of desktop. So it will create a folder inside my desktop. I hope it is clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. So
it's
this
not,
is one way.
No, the point I'm making is that so it means that so how do you call it? What is your desktop now? Is, let's say, is the project file, and then you have a
So
version now
let me show you my desktop. So this is my desktop, and this is the file, my first Git project. This is the folder. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Can you see it?
Not yet.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see, but it's your GitHub, it's your online GitHub page I can see.
Wow.
So
you can see
the GitHub page. I can now see your desktop, yes.
So you
I can see it now.
can you see this folder? My first Git project.
Can
This.
you mouse your pointer around it? Let me see.
Yes, where the mouse is.
No.
My mouse is on it. Can you see it? It is down here where the search bar is, like right above the search bar.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it.
So, so this is the folder that it will create. So you see that it has created it on my desktop. All right. So this is one way of doing it, or you can use code to also do it, right? Let me close this. You can use code to also do it. So here we are inside a project, right? We are inside a Git or a version controlled project. So this project, it means that now, once we start our coding, we can be committing and then pushing, right? Commit, push, commit, push, commit, push. Like that. And then it will be saving
hello, George.
the various versions.
Hello, George.
Yeah, hello.
So if you close this down and you go, and tomorrow you want to come and work, you go and start on the one on your desktop. You don't go into your Git to go and look for the one that is saved there.
No. You open the desktop. So the Git is storing the different versions. So let's say you've been working on it for like 5 days, right? And then you want to come back to the first day, how it was.
Yeah.
Right? So because you were able to push and commit on the first day, you can come back to what it was on the first day. Do you get it?
Yeah.
But you have to open it in this project folder. So this is the repository. So this is the project that you are working in.
Okay.
All right. So I've showed you the simplest and easiest way, but there's another way that I can do it, right? You can use code, right? So I'm going to close this. I'm going to close this. And then I'm going to open the RStudio again. This one, I'm not opening a project, just the normal RStudio. Yes, so we are back here, right? So you see that this is not a project file. This is just my normal out page. So if I want to use code, the first is I'll choose a directory. So I want to choose a directory. So I don't want to choose any long directory. I want to choose my, so let's say if I want to get wd, this is, so documents, this is my working directory, right? I can use this directory. So let me just copy this. Or I can still use my desktop, but let me just use this. So I do project path. So I'm come to create a path for the project. Then I'll type file.path. Then I'll put in this file path in quotation marks. And then the name of the repo or the name of the project. So the name of the project, my first Git, my first Git project, like this. So I will run this. So when I run this, it will create a path for this. So let's see what the project path is. Project like this. So you see that it has created this for me. So this, it has created C users. So in my documents, I will have this folder, right? I'll have this folder in my documents. And then I'll create the project, right? Now I have the folder and now I want to create the project. So I'll use create project. So the create project, it comes from the use this package, but I have to load this because I closed it and I came back. I have to load all of them again. Right, so create project from the use this package, and then I put the path inside. So project path. So this is the path. So this will create the project here for me. Oh, no, it shouldn't be in quotation marks. Just project path like this. Okay, let's see. So you see that it is creating it. So creating C users, blah, blah, blah. You see that it has created and it has opened it for me. Now, this project, it is not GitHub yet, a GitHub project yet, right? This is not a GitHub project yet. This is a normal project. So you see that there is no Git tab, right? This is a normal project. There's no Git tab. And then it's even added a folder R here for me. So mostly this folder will contain your codes or your script files, right? Now, if I want to make it a GitHub project, I'll have to do this. I'll have to use the same use this package. So I have to library DevTools. So the DevTools contains use this. That's why I always use this instead of the use this package. And then I'll do use Git. When I type use Git like this, it will convert this project into a Git project, a Git version project. So it will tell me to restart so that the Git tab will now show. So let's run this and see. So you see, is it okay to commit them? No. So I don't want to commit them. I'm just changing it to a Git version this thing. So I'll just do no. So I'll type no here. So canceling that restart RStudio to activate the Git pane. Yes, so if I want to see the Git pane, then I have to restart this whole thing again. So I'll click on for sure 3. So it is restarting. It is switching it to a Git repo, right? Now, when it opens again, you'll see that it will show the Git tab. You see that now it's showing a Git tab. I hope it is clear. So if you have any questions so far, you can ask.
So the first one, create underscore project, was just creating a project. And then you use underscore
Yes.
Git is now converting that project into a GitHub
Not
repo.
GitHub. No, this is
Sorry,
not GitHub. This is Git. Yes.
A Git, yes, convert to a Git repo.
Yes. I hope it is clear. Is it clear? Are we on the same page? Like, is there any questions? Anything that you don't understand?
Yeah, Mr. George. Yeah, so you realize that before we typed for sure to connect the gates to the new project, there was a pop-up if we want to commit. Does it mean that we can commit even if we don't have the gate tab shown in the...
No. So once you initiate the use Git, right?
Yes, please.
Once you initiate it, it tries to push everything and commit it in the conversion process. Do you get it?
Okay.
So it is the conversion process that tries to commit everything. So during the conversion process, you can choose to commit.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now we have a local Git repo, right? We have a local Git project. The next thing is to connect to the GitHub repo online. So this is local, right? This is local, but local means it is versioning it for us on our machine. But then what if somebody steals our machine, or all of a sudden our machine is not turning on? It means we've lost our project. So always, but the thing is, before you can also connect to the GitHub, you need to create a local Git repo, right? Before you can connect to GitHub. So you can do this in 2 ways. You can first create the repo on GitHub and then clone it on your PC. That is if you are the owner of the project, right? Or you can create the repo on your PC and then push it or save it on GitHub. But I always like to do it here and then save it on GitHub, right? So now we have it on our local Git. The next thing is to have it on our remote GitHub, right? So GitHub is remote, Git is local. So it is, so you see the way we use the use Git, the same way. Use GitHub. Very simple, like this. Use GitHub. But then because it has restarted, I need to load the library again. So I need to load this so that the use GitHub can run. So
yeah, so
when
I
run,
wanted to ask why it keeps on restarting.
You said you want to?
I was wondering why it keeps on restarting.
Yeah, because it wanted to add this pane. You see that when we created the page, the project, this pane was not there.
Yeah.
But
Sure,
if you don't restart, it will still convert it, but it will not show this pane. It will only show it the next time you close it and then open it
the
again.
next time you start. Yeah.
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah. But if you don't want to restart, it is fine. It will still convert it, but then this pane will not show. Okay, so when I run this, use GitHub. You see that it is checking, can't find any local branches. Do you want to make your first commit? You see that I haven't done any commit, so it can't find any file to push on GitHub. Do you get it? I haven't committed my work, so it means I haven't saved the work. Do you get it? I haven't saved it. If I had committed, it would have gone. So I haven't saved it, so it will not commit. So you see that it is giving me a guess local default, but I can't find any local. Do you want to? Yes. So then I will show you how to commit, right? I'll show you how to commit. So you can do it here like this. You can click on this. You first need to stage it, right? Once you stage it, then you click on this, commit. You always have to commit with a message. So when I click on commit, it will open this, and I'll type a message. My first commit. That is it. Then I'll click on commit. So it will do its thing. So you see that everything has disappeared. So it has committed. I'll close this. So you see that once I commit, everything here disappears. Right? So once I have committed, now I can push it to GitHub. The moment I create a new thing, right? So the moment I create a new thing inside the repo, it will tell me to commit again. So let's see, new file. So I want to create a new R script. So code. So you see that once I create a new script, you see that it has found changes. So it has recorded the change here. So you see that here, I haven't committed this code, right? I haven't committed this code. So let me just push it for you to see. Git use GitHub like this. So now I've committed, so it can push it. So creating GitHub repo, my first Git project, pushing master branch to this, blah, blah, blah. So you see that it has created the GitHub repository for me. Right, so this is it. So this is the GitHub repository, the first Git project. It is here. Right, so you see that the code script, it's not shown here because I didn't commit. So the code script is not showing here. It is only, I hope you can all see this. Can you see the Git repo?
Yes, we can see the Git repo.
Yeah, so you see that the code.r, that script, it is not showing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't commit it, right? So when I come back here, this code is still here. I can commit, right? I can commit like this, or I can use code to commit. So this one requires a package called the get. So I'll do library get like this. So this one has some very nice functions that I can use to commit. So what I'll do is I'll do git add. So this add is for staging, right? This add is for staging. So I'll do full stop. So then when I put a period in quotation marks, it means I want every item in that folder, in my current folder. So when I run this, you see that it is only this code.r status new stage true. You see, when I stage, you see that this is ticked, right? So I could have just clicked this, but I wanted to use code to show you how to do it. Then once I have staged it, then I can commit. So I'll do git commit, right? You remember I said you need to commit with a message. So here I want to do added our code script. Okay, let me see, added script file like this. So I'll run this. You see that it has disappeared. It has committed. Now I see that I'm getting a message. Your branch is ahead of master by one commit. What this means is that the local repo has all the files but the GitHub repo doesn't have all the files, right? So this is what it means. Your branch is ahead of the origin. So the branch is like my local repo, and the master is what I have online. So it is saying this is ahead. Why? Because I have a commit in the branch that is not in the master. I'll show you how to do that, but I don't know. Let me just talk about one thing before I show you how to do that. So you remember I told you that you can also clone a repo on GitHub from GitHub into your local machine, right? So let me quickly take you through that one. So here I can
George,
just
please.
Yeah, hello.
Let me just seek clarity for this. When you run the git underscore dot brackets quotation marks and the dot here signifies your current directory. Is that not it?
Yeah, it means I want everything in my current folder.
Current directory to go. Okay, and then the second one, the commit one, you in the bracket you wrote added script file.
Yeah, so it's a message for the commit. So see, look here. Can you see this page on my screen?
Yes.
So you see
Yes,
in the
I can
middle
see
here,
it.
there's a message here, my first commit.
Yes.
Yes, so that message, it will show here. When I push it here, you see that it will show added R. So it is just to tell you what you were
Okay, so
doing
just
during the commit.
an arbitrary, okay, an arbitrary statement
No,
that
you
you can
don't
just
have
write
to add
in
it.
it.
Otherwise, it will give you an error.
No,
Do
I
you get
understand,
it?
but I'm saying that it's not like a standard phrase, like
No.
anything that you
It
can
depends on what you
remember.
want to add. You can just type A or B, anything that you want to type.
Okay,
Just any message.
good.
Yeah. Okay, so now I have this. This is my repo. So let's see. I want to check GitHub RStudio repo, right? RStudio, they have some here. So RStudio, okay, so they have a lot. So let me just choose one. I just want to clone it so that we can just okay, let me just choose this, the shiny. I just want to clone their repo on my local thing, right? So this is their GitHub repo, right? So what I'll do is I want to clone it. So I just copy their URL. I'll copy their URL, copy like this. And then I'll come to, no, I think I should open, yes, let me open a new, yeah, so this is the previous RStudio that I had. So I've copied their repo, so I'll name their repo so this is the GitHub repo that I want to clone, right? And then if I want to use this repo, what I'll do is I'll do create from GitHub, right? Create from GitHub. So the create from GitHub, the first thing I need is a repo. That is the new URL. And then destination. So where on my machine do I want to save it? So where on my machine I want to save it in my document folder. So let's do this. So I'll do demo Okay, let me just name it them. Let's see if this will work. Otherwise, I'll just use my current working directory.
So you
Yeah.
have to write this the
Destination
or you,
directory.
can, or you just
So,
have to paste
okay,
the
yeah.
directory there.
Yeah, so there is, okay. There is no, I need to create that folder first. Or, so let me just, so there's another way that I can do this, right? I'll do file.choose. Right, so file.choose, so it will open this for me, then I'll choose any file, so new folder, create a demo file like this. So I'll do open. Yes, so I'll choose this. Why is this not opening? Oh. I don't know why it's not open, but I don't know. Let me just use the code to create a new file. So file.path. Okay. Yeah. I think I have.
No, but the question I'm asking is, could I just go to my how do you call it? My folders or directories and go and copy the part of my directory and come and paste it there.
Yes, you can do that. Exactly. So that is what I am trying to see if I have any folder that I can use here. So I don't know. Okay, let me just quickly create a new folder here. And then name it demo.
So in that case, I wouldn't have to specify the des that equal to, or I still have to specify before I
Yes,
then
you have to
paste the link.
specify the destination. So the destination will be that path that you are pasting. So I'm just going to show you. So copy as path, right? Demo. So I've just copied the path. So I'll do create GitHub. Create from GitHub. And then new URL. That is the repo I want to clone. And then the destination. The destination is here, right? But you see that R in Windows, your path, the slash is like this backwards, but in R it's supposed to be forward. If you do backwards, it means escape in R. So I just change them to forward like this. Why is this still? So like this. So this is the directory where I want to clone it, right? So when I press enter, to create it for me. Right, so you see that it's cloning repo, blah, 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 into demo shiny. So once, yeah. So it is kind of copying everything on from GitHub down here, right? So when I open demo, you see that this is a file, shiny. So you see that now there's nothing inside, but it is copying it. Once it is done, I'll see all the items from the repo down in it, right? So it will take some time, but let's continue doing what we're doing in this directory, right? Okay, so now, so that was just to show you how to clone a repository, like a repo that is already online. So the next is this how to deal with this. Your branch is ahead of your origin by this. So we've committed. So when I open here, you see that, let me go to my repo. Let me go back to my repo. What I just, so my first GitHub, you see that the R code is not here, right? And it is saying, what is it? Your branch is ahead of origin by one commit. So what I'll do is, I'll do git push like this. When I do git push, so it is looking up my credentials and then it will update. You see that once it has updated it, the message has disappeared. So when I go to my GitHub here and I refresh the page, you see that now the code.r is showing and then you see the message added script file. I hope it is clear. Do you have any questions? Hello, is it clear?
Yeah, I
Yes,
think that's
I
it.
think.
Okay, so you see that now the one the our shiny, right? The online repo that I cloned, it has opened for me now here. So it has opened a new project for me now. So now I can work. So you see that this one too, there's Git here. So this is now on my own local this thing, right? So this one, if I commit it, it is not going back to the R shiny. It is going back to my own GitHub account, right? You get it? I have cloned it. So it means I have copied
Yeah, so
everything
it's
to
now
my,
sitting
yes, it is
local.
not going to save back to the RStudio GitHub account. It is going, if I decide to push it, it is going to my own GitHub account, right? So if I don't want to clone, what I'll do is I will pull. You get it? I will pull, but before I pull, I need permission from the master or the owner of the file. So if I pull, the next time I push, then it will go
When
back
you
to
are,
the original place. But if I clone it, it means I have just copied the whole project to my local repo, and then I just want to work with it or do whatever I want to do with it.
okay, so in that case, whatever you will do, it will not go back to.
No,
It
it
will
will
not
not
go
go back.
back to the.
No,
But
it will
what
not go
if
back to the original.
what about what if the owner makes changes? Will it come to yours?
No, if the owner makes, so what you cloned is what was there at that point in time. So if the owner
Okay.
makes changes, then it means you need to clone it again.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so now I am come to write some code, right? And then I will push it. I'll push, I'll pull, and then I'll branch, and then we'll see how that one also works. So you see this file that I created. I'll do my analysis. So here I want to do some analysis with the empty cast package. Oh no, let's say what was the name? Yeah, penguins. Yeah, I want to do with the penguins data set. So data penguins. Okay, so I can just look at the penguins head penguins. Okay, so I'll do a summary of the penguins. Okay, so I have a summary of the penguins. So I'm just writing some code so that I will, let's say I want to create a plot. So this one, just a normal plot. So I want to create a plot of bill length and then bill depth. So bill, so penguins, dollar, bill depth, and then penguins, dollar, bill length. So let's see this. Okay, so this is a scatter plot. Slab equals bill, and then lab equals okay, the X is the bill depth. And this is the bill length. Y is the bill length. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I have bill length and then bill length. Okay, let me add a title. So mean equals penguins upload. Okay. Okay, so I have this data. Right? I have this code that I just wrote. So I'll just save it. Now when I come to the Git, you see that there is this here, code.r, that has appeared. So it means I haven't saved it or I haven't committed it. Okay. So here, now I have this. If I go to my repo, there's this code here. There's nothing inside. If I open it, there's nothing inside. You see, if there were code inside, it's supposed to show here, but there's no code here. But now I've written some code, right? And then I have saved it. So now I want to commit. The same way. So if you want the easy way, you can just click on the stage, right? And then click on commit. This is the easy way. And then give it a message. Added code for analysis. And then I'll click on commit. It has finished committing. So I'll click on close. I'll close this. So once it is done, it is still saying branch is one commit ahead. So I just click on this push. When I click on push, it will do its own thing. When it is done, it has here. So I'll click on close. It has pushed. So when I come here to my GitHub repo and you see that now it is showing some code inside. I hope you can see it. Can you see it?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So you see that it is very easy. Very simple. So
Lord, please, how do you call it? My internet. Please kindly just take that step again. Where you were going to do the either commit or push.
where I was going to do the commit. So what I did is inside this R script, I added some code, right? So anytime you do anything after a commit, that thing that you did or the file that you changed, it will show here, right? It will show here. So here, let me do something. Let me also. Okay, so basic R starter plots. So you see that now I am adding some code. Once I click on save, it will show here. You see that I have changed something here. So it is showing here. So I'll just add some code here. Right. So now I want to use ggplot. So I'll do and I'll do AES X equals X is bill depth. Bill depth. Hey, bill depth like this, and Y equals bill length like this. So I'll do plus. So geom points. Geom points, and I'll do T minimal like this. So let's see how this one will look. So this is how the ggplot looks. So I can add, let me add some labels. I think I didn't spell this. So should we build depth? So the labs X equals bill depth, and Y equals bill length. And now add title equals penguins quotation marks penguins scatter plots in my class here. Okay, so let's run this. Let me change the theme. Okay, so I have this. So I have added some code, more code, and then anytime I do anything to my file, I add anything at all, it will, that file that I touched, or that file that I changed, it will show here. So this code, I've done something to it, so it is showing here. And I'm saying if I want to let this code that I added, if I want it to show here, right? So you see that this was the previous code I just added. Now, if I want to show here, what I'll do is I'll commit, but first I have to stage it. So now I'm using code. I'm not using the interface. So I'll do git add. So the git add is to stage it. So whatever file that is there, you should just add it, right? So it has added it. Then I want to commit. So I'll do git commit. Then I'll give it a message. Added more code to the script. Yeah. So once I commit, you see that it has disappeared. But then it is not reflecting in the remote repo. So it is giving me one commit ahead. So what I'll do is I'll do git push. Git push. Like this. So git push, when I run it, it will push it online, right? And then now files here, it has pushed it online for me. So if I go online, you see that when I refresh this, the code I added, you see that now it's showing all the code that I added. Now, another thing is that I can also, here, inside this, I can add a README file like this, right? So the README, I'll not put anything inside. I'll just add a README file, and then contains, let me just type, contains info, the repo. So I'll do commit changes. So create readme.md I won't add any description. So commit changes. So you see that it has added a README file. This one, I did it on GitHub, right? So it will not show on my repo. It will not show here. So you see that here, if I refresh this, there's no readme.md, right? So how do I be in the same space? What I'll do is I'll do git pull, right? I will pull. If I pull, you see that now it is showing the README file. So it has pulled what was there. So performing fast forward merge. So once it's pulled, it's merged again. So no commits required. You get it? So once it's pulled, so ideally, once you pull, it means you have made changes to the local repo. So you need to commit and push. But it is what is it saying that it has done a fast forward merge. So once it's pulled, it's merged the local repo and then the master. So you don't need to commit and push again. I hope it's clear. So that is the same way. So if somebody is also working on another branch, right, somewhere on their PC, if they push to the master, you can pull from the master and then you get to see their work on your, what do you call it, in your local repo. I hope it is clear.
Yes, so when you pull here, it is going to sieve out the folders or the files that are common between here and then online, and then only bring in, let's
No, it
say,
will give you everything.
then it will more like
if you pull, it will give you everything.
So is it duplicating?
No,
or like
it is
replacing
merging. It is merging.
Merging, okay.
Yes. So it gives you everything because so we only saw the README file because that is the only thing that we didn't have. Yes. So when you pull, it gives you. It's the same with the push.
Okay, and I also realized that you are writing your push, your pull, your get, your commit. You write them in the console instead of writing them in your scripts.
Yes. So the get pull, the push and pull, I don't need to write it in my script because I wouldn't need it for anything. Right. The only thing I need to write here is the actual code that I am using for my work. This is just for the GitHub stuff, right? So I don't need it here. It wouldn't do anything for me in the script. But if you want to put it in your script, fine. But I don't think you should be putting it in your script.
Okay, for a beginner like myself who may forget what to do at what time.
Oh yeah, so it means then you need to get, let's say, a cheat sheet, right?
Something like that.
And then you get what all the codes that they do, what all the codes do, and then you can refer to that cheat sheet. Okay, so another thing is let's say I mistakenly I deleted this, right? Let's see, mistakenly I deleted this, right? And then I saved it. So you see that here I forgot that I deleted it and then I mistakenly staged it. So I'll do where is it? Git add. So git add. So here I'll just type the name of the file. Right. So git add. I have staged it. If I want to unstage, I can do git reset mixed like this. So this will unstage the file for me. And then I'll come back and then add my code and then I'll stage it again. And then I'll commit. Right. So there are a lot of codes in the, so I don't know, the tutorial that I put online, when you go there, you see some of these codes and how to use them. And then there's also this code called get status. Get status. So this get status will show you the status of the files, right? Whether they have been staged or not. So if the file has been modified and it has been staged, it will show you. So you see that it is staged. So you see that it is staged. If I unstage it, and I run the get status, so you see that the stage is false. But you see that the file has been modified, but it has not been staged. But if I stage it, you see that the stage is true. So the get status will show you the stage. And then if you want to view your commit history, you can do git log. The git log. Git, I don't know. Yeah, it is git log. So let's see. Yeah, so the git log, yeah, it shows you your commit history. So you see that I've committed 5 times. So they are here. The messages that I used to commit, whether it was merging or not, the files, the time, and then the author. So this, the character is like a key, right? So you can see your commit history like that. Okay, so I think our time is up. So I cannot go through the branching, but let me just quickly show you how to branch, right? The time is up. It's 9:30, so we are supposed to close 9:30, but let me just quickly show you how to branch. So now I have this, right, my analysis. So let's say I want to create a branch, right? And then I want to, let's say I want to perform regression analysis on the data, right? So I want to branch and then perform the analysis. I don't want to affect the main master. So I want to branch and perform my analysis. So what I'll do is, so I want to, let me first commit this, otherwise I don't know if it has committed already. I think it has committed. Let me see. Git status. Okay, so there's nothing here. So I think it has committed. All right. So now if I want to create a branch, this is what I do. I do git. So I want to edit this code file, right? But I don't want it to affect the main master file. So I'll do git branch create. Git branch create. And then I'll name it feature new model. So you see that once I created the branch, so you see that this is the master, right? I have switched to the master. So if I make changes here, it will affect the master file, but I can come here, feature new model. So I have switched to this branch. So now if I make changes here, so let's say perform, now I am in a branch, right? I am in a branch. So let me confirm if I am in a branch. Git branch. Yes, so I am in a branch, right? Feature new model. So add regression model. So here I am changing the script in the branch. So LM model, I want to do just a linear regression. So I'll do bill depth versus bill length data or penguins. So I'll do summary LM model. So this is a regression model. Quickly, I've added this code, right? So I'll save this. I'll save this. So when I come here, I'll see that it is not staged. So I'll stage git add. So I'll stage it. So code. So I've staged it. So I'll commit git commit. So I add a message. Added LM model code. So you see, it is not giving me any message that the branch is one commit ahead of, because this is not the main branch I am working with. This is a new branch. So this is the new feature, right? So this is, look at this file here. I am already here. Now, if I switch to master, right? So you see that in the master, there is no code for regression. Do you see it? Now I am in the master or the original project. See that in the original project, this script has no code for regression. But if I go back to the branch, you see that in the branch, I have a code for regression, right? So it means you can do things in a branch separately without it affecting the master. Now, if we all decide that, okay, we want to add the branch to the master, or we want to merge the branch to the master, then I can, let me see. Where is it? Okay, so let's try to create a branch, right? Let's create a branch on the GitHub repo too, and see. Let's create a branch on the GitHub repo.
George, please, I beg you. I dropped out. Your status and then the Git branch. Can you kindly briefly tell me what you use them for? I think that's where I got to and I dropped out.
This code.
Yeah, that's called status, and then I think get.
Okay, so this is used to check the status of your files, whether they have been staged or not.
Okay.
Right. So if you've done any new modifications to your files, you can check the status.
Okay.
If they are staged or not, then you can stage them and then commit them.
All right.
And then a git branch create. That is for creating a branch.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is for creating a branch. So I created a branch, and then I have added this. I created a branch and I have added
the regression.
Yes, I've added a code to this, right? So this is in the branch. So I told you that when I come back to the master, right? This is the master. So what this code does is the git branch. Git branch shows you whether you are in a branch. So it will show you I am. So this is the branch name.
Okay.
So I added a new model, right?
Okay.
So this is how I created a branch. You
So
give
it
it.
means that that code, the regression code is going to be only in the branch. You will
The
see
branch. It will not be in a master. So when I move to the master, right? I can do this git branch checkout master. So you see that it has moved back to the master. I see that here there's no code for regression here. This is the main project, the master project. Do you see?
Oh, okay. So the checkout
But when I
help
go
you to
back,
switch between the okay.
yes, but when I go back to the feature, so right, when I go back to the feature, you see that there's this here.
Yeah.
So you can use the code, or you can just come here and select which branch that you want.
Okay.
So now if I want to check which branch I am in, I use the git branch. I'm in the feature mode. So when I move to master, and I do git branch, it will say that I'm in master, right? But now I want to be in the feature. So I'll do git branch checkout. So I'll do feature. What was the name? Feature model, right? New model, feature new model. Yes, so now it has switched to the branch. So this is the branch. And I'm saying that I want to, before we merge, right? Before we merge the branch and then the master, I want to create the same branch on my remote repository on GitHub, right? So if I want to do that, this is how I'll do. I'll do git push. Git push. And then inside I'll do set upstream. And then I'll make it true. So what this is doing is it will check if there are any local branches, and then it will create the same thing on the GitHub repo. You see that no remote set for this branch. So looking for, so it has transferred. So if I go to my repo and then I refresh it, you see that it will show a branch. You see that new model feature had recent pushes 14 seconds. Whether I want to compare and pull. So you see that I have two branches. I have the master and then I have this. So you see that this is the new model. It is the same. You see that it is the same documents inside, right? But it is a branch, so you can work in the branch independently, or so one commit ahead of master. So because the branch is now on our repo, I can compare the pull request, but we will do that later. Do that later in RStudio. So I'll show you how to merge all that. So let's go back to our RStudio. Let me just show you how to merge, then we can close it. We can end here, I think. So now that you see that the GitHub was telling us to compare what was there and what we have. So I'll just do git pull. And then, so already up to date, nothing to merge. Let me see which branch I am in, git branch. Okay, let me go to master. So let me move back to the master branch. Close this. So let me check the git pull again. Okay, so there's nothing to it. Okay, so once I'm in a master, what if I want to merge the features and then the master file? What I'll just do is I'll use git merge, right? So git merge. So this is what I want to merge, the feature new model. Oh, sorry, I didn't spell it. So your branch is ahead of origin by 1, right? So I'll just need to push it, git push. So once I push it, then yes. So once I push it, everything is. So you see that now the main branch. So you see that now the main branch has the codes from the regression codes from the feature branch. So you see that I have merged the two. So there are no conflicts. But sometimes when you are merging, you can get some conflicts, and then it will be difficult to what do you call it? Sometimes the merging you get errors because of the codes. So I don't know. There are ways I can handle them, but I don't think we can go through that. So I don't know. The time is fast spent. The time is fast spent. So
Yes,
if you have
George.
any questions that you want to ask, you can ask. I
Yeah,
would
so
like
the
to
merge.
end it here so that we can maybe the next time when we have time another time, then maybe I'll take you to the branching and then the merging and then the handling the merging conflicts later on.
Yeah, hello, George.
Yeah, hello.
Yes, so the merge, I realize that you specify only one branch name. So I guess we are doing this with the master,
So you
with
need
the
to
master.
so you need to
But
be
assuming
in a
that
master. Yeah, you need to be in a master so that you can merge the branch to the master.
to master, okay. But if you want, but is it possible to merge two branches? So maybe I could have been in one
Yes,
branch and
yes, you can
merge.
merge. Yeah, you can merge,
Okay,
but it's recommended that you merge one by
to the
one so
master.
that you don't get
Yeah.
conflict.
Yeah. I think this was great. This was great. So the web page that you said you
Yeah,
shared.
so yeah, I'll share it on the page, but let me share it in the chat here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I created the tutorials and then I posted it online. So I think yeah, our perhaps yeah, it's here. So I'll share it in the chat. Yeah, I've shared it in the chat. So
Okay, thank you.
yeah, so and then I'll also share it on the WhatsApp page so that you can have a look. So I am sure some of you were a bit confused, but it's all good, right? So you learn from somewhere. You learn from somewhere. So thank you all for taking the time to join. And then